Welcome to Waco, Texas, home of the Baylor Bears and McLean Stadium. Boats lining the brasses as the Baylor line is ready to welcome the Bears onto the field. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. As we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the Utah Utes, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Baylor Bears. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Utes will kick it off to get us underway. He'll bring it out. It's Perkins. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 6. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Well, they execute the end route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Quick strike complete. Still running at the 40. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking to go up top on 1st down. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect their quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
After the big first down sack, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Grabbed in the middle. It's Rodriguez. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
And the Bears getting set on 1st and 10. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. They go to the ground. Open space at the 25. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
From the 22 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19. Now, a couple of times historically that the SEC has reached into the Big 12 during an expansion era, and the Big 12 would love to land a blow on the field here in this one.
Yeah, and I think there probably is some of that with the Big 12. A lot of these teams, they used to be in our conference, and you've kind of ruined what we had built. So we got a chance now to make a dent in this, to show you, like, we're not just your, like, little recruiting system and little farm team, Jesse. Like, we're a real conference that wants to come out and make a statement.
I agree, David. I think the Big 12 throughout the years here recently has done a good job reloading and bringing in good quality programs with a lot of talented football players and those wide open, up-tempo, high-scoring offenses that can give any SEC defense problems.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Man, and you see those sticks, and you're like, dude, 3rd and short, I just got to fall forward and get the first down, Palmer, but the defense comes up big and gets the stop.
So on offense, don't overthink this one. 4th and inches, just line up something easy you know you can execute in your sleep and go keep this drive going.
They'll try it on the ground. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Bears have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He wants to throw it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll run the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
3rd and goal from way back there. From the gun, wants to pass. On the run, still looking. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. Couldn't find anybody open, just threw it away, and that's a smart move. You want to avoid the turnover, especially in the red zone. It'll be 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. Field goal is good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. The defense comes out. They've got him pinned back, and listen to the roar of this crowd. Takes the handoff. It's Lincoln. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Here comes the option. Quick toss. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18. Better find the air blocked. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Still on his feet at the 45. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. Here comes the offense on 1st down. And the Utes come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Slips through his hands and incomplete, and they had everything set up for the screen except the catch.
Yeah, and you don't see very many quarterback hits on screens. You know, the offense wants to bluff real quick and make it look like pass, and your quarterback's supposed to pop up, look like pass, and quickly get rid of it. You could tell timing all wrong. It was all jacked up, and that play went absolutely nowhere.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Got some room to run at the 30. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Well, the offense turns it over. And talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Quarterback checking off. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Bears! Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, 2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of those top 15 teams who did battle today. Virginia took care of business today. I think their coach had their attention all week. And the end result was a focused group of Cavaliers that fired on all cylinders. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more...
Just causing wreckage in the secondary. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Couldn't connect on that last play. Now 2nd and 10 from the 42. Running back searching for a hole. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Line is set on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Lets it fly. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with this decision.
First down here for the offense. Here's the handoff. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35.
Nice run there on first down. You know this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Running back goes in motion. On 2nd down, he'll fire. They're bringing heat. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. A 3rd and long coming up here. It's reverse. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
It's going to be interesting to see how the defense is going to try to defend these jet sweeps moving forward. They have got to have bodies in the perimeter of the field with their eyes looking at these receivers in motion because they can hand it off to them at any time.
They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He finds his man. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
That's an awesome effort by the receiver there because he didn't have the first down once he caught the pass. He had to be able to make a guy miss. And with his athleticism and skill, he's able to do that. And as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Give him 6. Touchdown, Baylor! These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hitting the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Returns ready to go back on the attack. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Gets it out quickly. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Quarterback keeper. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. And the Utes come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll try the run. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
They want to run this quarterback. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Utah!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Back, and here comes the Bear offense. They've been outstanding here in this first half. Might as well try for the knockout punch, David.
Yeah, confidence has to be at an all-time high. Great first half. I'm going to get more, Palmer. I'm not scared with the lead when I got the football late.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can see the quarterback's body language. He wants to go. He wants to go tempo. He wants to take shots. They're trying to light this scoreboard up.
After missing the connection last time, it's 2nd and 10 from the 22. The pull and throw off the RPO. Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. He's going to pass. Can't make the catch. It's incomplete, and that drop might have cost him a big play on first down.
Man, that's a big missed opportunity for the running back. I'm trying to find ways to feature this guy and get him the football in space and not just hand it to him all the time. And tell you what, I'm a lot less likely to find those plays if he can't reel in those catches.
Here comes the offense on second down. Now the play fake. The sweet feet buy a little time. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. The back goes in motion. On third down, going up top. Makes his connection. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
That is going to drive this defensive coordinator nuts. A lot of DCs, they focus a ton of energy on how their unit performs on third down and in the red zone. If this defense gives up a couple more third down conversions like that, they're going to be in for a very unpleasant film session on Monday.
Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Comes out throwing on first down. Fires to the tight end. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
They'll throw it on first down. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. He's got it. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Baylor! Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. They march 78 yards down the field, and they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. And he's going to bring it out. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on first down. Keeps the play going. They're trying to get to it. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Great job by the QB just avoiding a negative play. I know you don't come away with a big completion, but he should have got sacked. I don't know how he was able to get out of that. Great individual effort by him.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. They want to run it left here. At the 45 on his way. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Looks as if we're set to crank it up here in the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive, Reese. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
On the option. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing?
Second down.
And now on second down for this offense. Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. Using his legs, it's Lincoln. The Utes want to crank the tempo. Little over anxious, out of the stands early, and it's a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Trying to move the sticks on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Working that left side. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his. And the Utes have their offense in high gear. Wide out in motion. Calls his own number. And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Got it in the middle. It's Kemp. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. The Utes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try the middle. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Lincoln. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Power football with the run. Got enough space, and he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Utes! Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ballgame.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Arizona is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Teddy Bruschi had a hand in getting this kid to Tucson, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to South Carolina. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. He's got his man. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that. Down the field before he's finally stopped.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Going up top on first down. Trying to get to it. Trying to escape and get it himself. And a flag flies as the pass is incomplete. Let's see who it's on. Remember, if your entire body is past the line of scrimmage when you throw the football, that's a penalty. He was, and the penalty will be accepted. And here comes the offense on second down. With jet sweep pass. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, in that down and distance, you're probably expecting him to throw it way down the field to get the first. Instead, they go push pass, and they did catch the defense off guard. And even though that was a big explosive play, David, they still didn't have enough yards to get it.
Well, and catch me off guard is relative. That's what you would say, the offensive player. I would say, listen, we're playing a little bit deeper because we're not going to give up the first down. We react to the short stuff, and obviously that's a quick, easy pass from the offense. Rally up, make the play, live to fight another down.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. They'll go to the ground. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
This is hardly a surprise. After converting their first 2 fourth-down attempts, they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears!
Offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. A man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're lining up to kick it off, and he ought to be able to knock this one anywhere he wants after that extra 15 yards with the roughing the kicker. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The offense set for a first down play. He's looking to throw it. He's going to fire deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. This time it's complete. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Baylor 31, Utah 14.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver now comes in motion. To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. Or did he find a hole in that secondary? He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
When on that outbreaking route, really it's designed for the receiver to make the catch before falling out of bounds. Nice timing and anticipation by the quarterback on that throw.
Trying to find his man on first down. That's caught. It's Rudolph. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you got to give this defense credit too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the fourth.
Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. Pushes ahead. He has an extensive juke library, and he exhausted it and still didn't pick up much. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Motion from the offense. On 2nd and goal, they believe he's got a nose for the goal line. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
They'll come to the line just trying to keep their hope alive on 3rd and goal. Fast motion from the offense. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Utes!
Man, find your weapons. Nice job by the quarterback. Find the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the 4th. They'll line up for the onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. And here comes the Bear offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. They want that clock to run. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback will audible. He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. The offense coughs it up. Bounced right back to them.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now, they got to get a stop. And if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. Headed to the end zone, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Baylor! They extend the lead here in the 4th, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
2nd and 10. He'll throw again. Looking for a deep man. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got him, and they convert. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. He'll come out throwing on first down. He wants a big play here late. And he makes the catch inside the 10. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together.
Timeout, Baylor.
After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Utah! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmaker, slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football. He'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Wide receiver shows motion. He'll set up to throw. Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. And as we get later in this game, Jesse, you want to keep moving the ball and being aggressive, but don't turn the thing over.
So how about getting the running game going right here, David, on this drive? Let those big fellas up front get some push, bleed the clock, move the chains.
Yeah, no need to get greedy. I know the passing stats and you want to score, but you're right. The clock right now is your friend with a 2-possession lead.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The offense will quickly use a timeout. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. They run the reverse. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. This is a designed run. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33.
And listen, the QB gave everything he had, right? He tried to get the first down. He even laid out. He wasn't worried about getting whacked. He tried to get the first down. Good effort, but just comes up a little bit short.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Ran through the contact. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
The Bears will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Nice move to keep running. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
Well, right away after picking up a 1st down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on 1st down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2.
And how good does that feel, right? You've got the lead in the 4th quarter. The defense knows you're going to try to run the ball to ice the game, and you rip off an 8-yard run. They know it's coming, and they still can't stop it.
Powers forward. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bears! That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and the lead swells to 16, and it's getting late. So that drive didn't have to cover a lot of ground, going 47 yards, and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Let's see what he can do with the return. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll throw it on 1st down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. He's taking a deep shot. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
After this, it'll be a wrap.
29 Philly, 2
The give to the back. He's like a loose boulder, just caroms his way to the 32. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football, in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses in this game. It was no different.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.